Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth, and today from Thomas Nelson we have the hotly anticipated RSV Sovereign. Now as of this video it's not fully released yet, but it is available for pre-order, but this is a chance for you to go ahead and get a look at it before you get it in your mailbox, so let's check it out. First of all, a couple of things about this. This is the Leathersoft, and I'm telling you, you can't tell a whole lot of difference just from the eye. From the Leathersoft to the genuine leather. This is the genuine leather, this is the Leathersoft. Really beautiful work on the spine. They don't chintz out on the ribbons. The only area that's going to be majorly different is going to be the liner. This liner is going to be paper, and you can see that reinforcement tape kind of causes that paper to fold a little bit. But when you get into the genuine leather, they are no longer edge lined. They have the vinyl liner and they have that reinforcement tape. As you can see, one of the big complaints about the edge lined editions is, you can see, it causes that to hump up and it puts that text down in the gutter. That's going to be the advantage of these editions. Is check it out. You have a much wider gutter space. You have the same text size. It's a 9.5 point font, and then it has your references and notes on the bottom. These are printed in China. This one is printed in India. If you remember, the China editions did have some inconsistencies in the red ink, and that's going to be the same here. Some of your drop caps are going to be a little darker than others. It's not as noticeable because I'm going to show you one key feature of this one, and that is the words of Christ are in black and not red. These really magnified the print issues because the words of Christ being in red, sometimes they would be light, sometimes they would be dark. So with that, it really diminishes the fact that the print can be a little inconsistent. Whenever you're printing something in large amount, number one, you print the red and the black separately. So sometimes that means that the letters or numbers may be offset a little bit. For example, you'll see this drop cap is super close to the text, but then sometimes when you get to another drop cap, it'll have a little bit of space between it. So those are just kind of the foibles of having two-color text. And then sometimes your verse numbers are going to be out a little bit, and then you can see right there where the verse number is a little bit close. But from what I've looked at, this is nowhere near to the level that the wide margin was when it comes to being off with those numbers, because sometimes the numbers were even into the text. But there are some variations here. But with this being a black letter text, that's pretty amazing. I really hope, maybe there's some hope that they'll come back out with the King James and the New King James and really just go ahead and do away with this red letter, because the darkness of those drop caps just makes the red letter look off to some people. Now for me, I did a comparison that I'll put in the end screen of the Canterbury and of the Sovereign, and there's really not much difference in the darkness of the red letters. But as far as the design, another thing about the RSV that's a little bit different is this is a paragraph format, and here's a good example of the print being just a little bit lighter. You can see that the print in the red is just slightly lighter than it is on some other pages where it's darker here, a little bit light there. It's not a huge deal, but it is noticeable if you look at it. A couple other features in this that are unique is when you get into the Psalms, like the KJV, it is single column, but beyond the Psalms, also the Proverbs, also Ecclesiastes, and then also the book of Job are all in that single column format. So that's a really cool feature. Some other covers that they offer, nice little purple with this embossing, nice little British tannish kind of color, and it has, they didn't cheat on the tool work, they also don't cheat on the stitching, they don't cheat on the ribbons. And then we have another genuine leather option, and this one is thumb indexed. And one thing you'll notice about these is that the gilding is now shiny versus that matte finish of the previous edition. As a matter of fact, let's compare both of these. You can see the gilding is much more shiny. Also, you can see this one is a bit thinner, and that's because of that paragraph format. So really beautiful Bibles, really beautiful stitch work, and right now you can get these things for pretty cheap, well under $100. So if you're interested in an RSV, now this is going to be the 1971 edition. The 1959s, they're out of print. So this is going to have those updates. But if you're in the market for an RSV and you can't afford, say, an RSV Quintel, or you don't want to get a Catholic edition, this will be a great option for you. God bless you. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nichols Worth.